Hello children, welcome to the next class of biology. Hope all of you are thorough with the topics we have covered under the lesson, the conservation of plants and animals. Now we are moving to the concluding topics of the lesson. First we are going to see the process of migration. And you might have heard about this. Like especially during unfavorable season, you might have seen that flocks of birds, group of birds are being moving from one place to another. Am I right? And such seasonal movement of animals, not only birds, even any kind of animals like whales or fishes, butterflies, turtles, birds, any kind of animals, during unfavorable season, what they do, they migrate as a group from where they are living, from their own habitat to some other habitat, in order to get a suitable condition for them to survive. And the common migrating animals are whales, fishes, butterflies, turtles, birds, etc. The longest migration of the Arctic tern, and which involves a travel from North Pole to South Pole and back to North Pole every year. So you should know that the mass movement, the seasonal movement of animals from one habitat, from their own habitat to some other favorable places in order to get rid of all unfavorable, climatic condition. And that mass movement of animals we will call with the term migration. Clear? Yes. Now, I told you, birds, normally birds, they do the process of migration. Commonly, you can see even nearer to Prakriti Nagar also during, you could see some of the migratory birds at some seasons. Am I right? The birds which fly from one habitat to another habitat during their unfavorable seasons, unfavorable conditions in their habitat, what they do is they move from their own habitat to, some other habitat. Such birds, we call them as migratory birds. Okay. And why do they migrate? What's a need of migration? And I told you, whenever the conditions becomes, not favorable for them, when it becomes unfavorable, they migrate. Maybe they do that in search of food. Sometimes, what you could say it is, they wanted to find some new breeding places, because they want some of the different places for breeding process. And for that, they will migrate. And in some other cases, you can see that in order to protect their babies, and if they still stay back in their own habitat, due to some unfavorable seasons, they might have killed. And in such conditions, they, in order to protect their babies, they do the process of migration. And in some other cases, to get away from their predators or to avoid some diseases. And in the last one is, when conditions becomes unfavorable, that means maybe it is warmer or colder climate conditions. Such cases, if they are not able to afford those funds, what they do is they do the process of migration. So you should know that the mass movement of animals from their own habitat to some other habitat in search of food or for finding better breeding places, or to protect their babies, or to get rid of their predators, or to avoid diseases, and all these reasons they move from their own places to some other place. And that mass movement of the animals, we call it with the term migration. The birds, they do the process of migration. I told you we call them as migratory birds. Clear? Yes. Now we are moving to the next topic, that is recycling of paper. If I ask you a question, which is mostly produced solid waste in our day-to-day life, what will be your answer? Might be plastic? Yes. Plastic is one of the most important and mostly produced solid waste material, and along with that, even paper has also being placed. Paper is also an important, solid waste material which is being producing in huge amount in our day-to-day life. Am I right? Yes. And the importance of conserving paper or reducing the usage of paper or recycling paper, and it comes if we talk about the raw materials which are required for paper industry. The two most important raw materials which are required for paper industry, one is trees, another one is water. These two are very important natural resources which are required for the existence of all other living beings. And if you don't conserve paper, if you don't reduce the usage of paper, if you don't recycle the paper, and those resources are being used up at maximum and will not be sufficient for other beings to survive. Am I right? Yes. Let us see some of the facts about paper and paper waste. About 324 liters of water is used to make 1 kg of paper. And 10 liters of water is needed to make 1 piece of A4 size paper. See that how many A4 size papers are being used by us every day, and without knowing about the resources used up for the process of paper production, we are wasting the paper. And there comes the importance of reducing the usage of paper or giving it for recycling. Am I right? Yes. 93% of paper it comes from trees, and 50% of waste of businesses is composed of paper. Not only business, every sector we use paper at max. Am I right? Yes. And to print a Sunday edition for the New York Times, they need 75,000 trees. See the resource which is required for that. So there comes the importance of all type of papers, whether it is a newspaper or whatever it is. Once it is being used, and we have to give it for recycling. Paper, if it is being being dumped as a landfill, it requires about 25% of landfill waste and 33% of municipal waste. With all the paper we waste each year, we can build 12-foot high wall of paper. See that. Lessening paper usage, it was predicted when electronic revolution has come, but it has not happened. And even still, even in after the electronic revolution, we are being using paper at max. Am I right? And we are not stopped with that. And there you have to take a decision that if it is not required, you should not waste paper. You should not use the paper. And we have to go for, soft copies than hard copies. Okay. And I told you after using the paper, we have to give it for recycling, but all the papers are not recyclable. The tissue papers, napkins, paper towels, candy wrappers, and paper cups, glossy papers, etc., which could not be recycled. All other kinds of papers can be recycled, and as a responsible citizen, you should take up a step to recycle paper, and will be helping in the process of conserving our natural resources. If we give 1 ton of paper for recycling, it can save 1 ton of paper. It saves 17 trees, 7,000 gallons of water, and a 3.3 cubic yards of landfill space. And it also reduces greenhouse gas emission by 1 metric ton. See that. So you have to take a decision that will not waste paper at all, and after using we will be giving it for recycling. Am I right? Yes. Now we are moving to the last topic of the chapter, that is reforestation. Reforestation. Deforestation already we studied. You know that the cutting or the clearing of forests in large scale, we called it as deforestation. And we have seen there many reasons are there, many causes are there, everything we learned. Now we are coming to the topic, the term, the reforestation. Reforestation means the redevelopment of forest which is deforested, or replanting of trees in an area where there was once a forest was there. And such areas, if it is replanting with the trees, if the deforested area is replanting with trees, and that process we will call with the term reforestation. That is redevelopment of forest by planting more trees in place of the trees which are destroyed, and that is called reforestation. Or we can say it's a replanting of trees in an area where there was once a forest which was destroyed or damaged. Understood? So reforestation means replanting of trees where once forest was there, once forests were existing. Now, next term is afforestation. Afforestation means that is also planting of trees, but it's not in the deforested area, in a new area, and where no cultivation was there, where no plantation was there, where no forest was there. In such an area, if you are planting trees, and that is called as afforestation. Afforestation means is a planting or adding of trees in an area where there was never a forest or plantation. And this is a method to create new forest. So you should know that all these two terms, reforestation, afforestation. Clear? By this, we are over with our topic. Hope you are clear with the topics, everything whatever we have discussed here. And I hope you will be using it for the betterment of our society. Thank you.